So back to what happens when you touch the screen. Like I said, the capacitor grid on the screen senses where you're touching and sends that information to the CPU, the brain. That information includes the size, shape, and location of the touch. So then the CPU has to decide, was it a tap, a slide, a pinch? After it decides, the CPU has to check and see if you were on the home screen or in settings or running an app or wherever. If you're in an app, what app were you using? What was the app doing when you touched it? Where on the app did you touch? What action comes next? Does a sound need to be played? Does the screen need to change? Does the phone need to communicate with the internet? GPS? Does something need to be saved or deleted? The CPU makes all these decisions. It combines the what you were doing with where you were doing it and when you were doing it. Then, based on all of that information, the CPU makes a decision on what to do next. And if you touch the screen in a place where it didn't matter, it calculates that too as a disregard or don't do anything. Imagine you want to text your friend. You're on the home screen and you tap the message app. The iPhone senses you touch the screen. It understands that you tapped the screen. It didn't swipe or pinch. And it knows where on the screen you touched. From the coordinates and the current state of the iPhone on the home screen, it knows you tapped the message app. The CPU then goes into the library memory to retrieve the message app program and put it on the desk memory. Then the CPU displays the message app on the screen. All of that happens really fast. Then you start typing in the name of the person you want to text. The CPU figures out what letters you're hitting. If the sound is on, the CPU tells the audio circuit to make typing noises. Are you connected to Wi-Fi? Is this an iMessage or text? Is it a group text? Is there a picture involved, or video, or audio message? Did you hit send? Every time you touch the screen, the CPU makes lots of decisions and communicates with many of the other integrated circuits. And all of these decisions and interactions happen in the tiniest fraction of a second. Can you imagine that? How can all these components communicate that fast with each other? The answer is by using electricity. All these components communicate by sending tiny electrical signals back and forth through tiny wires on the iPhone circuit board. These electrical signals use a very specific number language called binary. You may have heard of binary. People usually describe it as a bunch of ones and zeros, but more accurately, it's a number system that only uses ones and zeros. So all it is a bunch of numbers? Yeah, binary is just a different way to write numbers. All the software, pictures, music, and videos in your phone are just numbers coded in different ways. Why do computers even use binary? Because the tiny building blocks inside integrated circuits, called transistors, only understand binary. Parlez-vous français? I don't understand what you're saying, buddy. Integrated circuit design is very, very complicated. Each one can contain millions and millions of transistors. The last thing I want to point out, look at this picture. What is the biggest component inside the iPhone? This thing. What do you think it is? It's the battery. The battery is by far the biggest part of the iPhone. What does the battery do? It provides power for the device. Unfortunately, batteries are one of the only aspects of technology not to have improved very much in the past few decades. Everything else, the CPU, the memory, the touchscreen, they've all improved or gotten smaller or cheaper. Everything but the battery. That is something scientists are still struggling with. It's part of the reason that electric cars haven't really taken off. Making an affordable battery that lasts a long time and isn't really huge is a very difficult design problem. Maybe you can help figure it out one day. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching and keep digging for answers.